What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overload here. We're going to be talking about several different horror topics in this video here today. We'll be talking about Scream 7, Ready or Not, Here I Come, Insidious Chapter 6. We'll be talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer, and then we'll round this out by addressing the big report about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So starting off here with Scream 7, Deadline put out a report about Parker Posey joining the list of victims who want in on Scream 7. I was intrigued to see what this was, but then when you click into the article, its source is a conversation with Comic Book, but it's from 2023. Why is this being reported in 2025? The world may never know. Now, by the time this is uploaded, hopefully Deadline caught their mistake. That was just a very odd report to see. I was excited again to see her thoughts, and then I realized, wait a minute, I talked about this a couple years ago. It's not even anything fresh. The comment itself was more of a joke anyway, since she went on about alternate dimensions. But let's talk about some rumors. Let's talk about Chad, Mindy, and Gale, that trio we allegedly will be getting in Scream 7. We still don't have confirmation from the crew, but allegedly these three will be together in a few scenes. A bar scene with the teens, and then another scene that, again, I've talked about back in January that will be very pivotal to Gale's arc, I'm assuming, in Scream 7, in which the accident happens outside of Sidney Prescott's home involving a mental patient. And Chad and Mindy are supposed to be present with her during this moment. So with rumors like that, this further fuels that they are working with Gale. Definitely the one about them being present in a bar scene with the teens with Gale. Now, the accident, that I can kind of be like, okay, maybe they're there for a reason. But knowing that they're also with her side by side in the bar, and it's apparently an interrogation kind of scene, yeah, sounds like there's some truth to them working with Gale. I'm not one of those people who finds this to be unreasonable or forced or unrealistic. We don't know what could have happened between the events of Scream 6 and Scream 7. There's something that could have shifted in their career paths. Obviously, yes, they're doing what they have to make sense out of the connective tissue between 5, 6, and now where we are in 7. But saying it's just forced, I have to see how it's on screen first. If it feels forced, I will tell you that. But for right now, without all the appropriate context, this does not feel forced. Now, let's talk about Ready or Not, Here I Come. Guy Busick revealed that Ready or Not, Here I Come picks up immediately after its predecessor. He revealed this during a recent interview with Comic Book. He said the movie picks up the second after the first movie ends. Grace wakes up in the hospital. No time has passed for her. The last thing she remembers is her in-laws exploded, including her new husband. They exploded in front of her and covered her in blood. She went outside and had her cigarette. The EMTs and fire department came. The credits roll, and it picks up right there. World building was important to us in that even in the first one, we were asking ourselves, the Lato-Moss aren't the only family that has done that. So he went on to talk about how this movie is going down the path that many of us expected it to go down. It's going to be exploring how many other families are out there that have made deals with Mr. LaBelle. Now, my running theory right now, considering how close it seems Kathryn Newton and Sarah Michelle Gellar appear to have gotten while filming, I'm going to assume that still Sarah Michelle Gellar is going to be playing one of the main antagonists in the film, and Kathryn Newton is her daughter, and Grace will come to save said daughter from whatever twisted game she has to play that relates to satisfying Mr. LaBelle. That is my theory right now as to how all three of these women will be connected in the upcoming Ready or Not, Here I Come. But I definitely think they're going down the right path, expanding and exploring other people who have made dealings with LaBelle. And the running theory I have right now as far as Kathryn Newton and Sarah go is that they will be some sort of mother-daughter relationship, and Grace will come in to save the daughter from her sick mother. But let me know what you guys think about all of that down in the comment section below as pertains to Ready or Not, Here I Come. Now let's talk about Insidious Chapter 6. According to Jeff Snyder, Haley Bennett is being eyed to star as the female lead of Insidious 6, or at least she's been offered a role. We know this film recently got delayed to 2026, but who is directing it? I didn't see much noise around this, but it would appear that also according to Jeff, Jacob Chase would be at the helm of this project. He's at least in talks to direct. I haven't watched anything from him since Come Play, if you remember that movie from, 2020? I don't even remember if that movie was good or bad, but So far, so good in terms of it seems like we're not going to be going back to the Lambert family. Granted that the Red Door did make it clear that would be their final outing, but you never know with these films. I'm still waiting for them to go back to what happened at the end of Insidious Chapter 2, when we got that brief appearance from Jenna Ortega and the girl in the wheelchair. Wasn't she in a wheelchair? I feel like we're never going to get that storyline. But what do you guys think Insidious Chapter 6 will be about? Are you looking forward to Insidious Chapter 6? Haley Bennett, I feel like she was in The Equalizer. I think she was one of the girls that were in danger in The Equalizer. She did pretty good there. That's really all I've seen her in. So best of luck to her if she gets this part. Now let's talk about I Know What You Did Last Summer. Cryptic 4K tweeted out something revealing that the alleged runtime for I Know What You Did Last Summer is going to be around an hour and 43 minutes. Now, I've already seen some concern about this, and I don't know why, since it's matching those first two movies. That first movie does an adequate job making us care for the main group. Well, Helen and Julie at least. Julie's guilt over the accident, Helen's failed New York dream, and watching them try to repair their friendship was enough for me to care about those two girls and their significant others. But I'm not going into this new one expecting an abundance of development, because that's not what those first two films gave us. It's not these films that have a lot of time spent on character development. What it lacks in character development, it makes up for with an intriguing mystery that has several twists and turns unraveling as we try to put it all together. Now, if this movie can do that, give you a compelling mystery to make up for whatever it lacks in character development, then we'll be in good hands. Just give me enough to care and find the characters compelling. And it doesn't have to be everybody, but just a few people to make this story interesting and keep me on edge. Doesn't even have to be that serious, since we know that Jennifer Kaytin Robinson has stated it's not taking itself too seriously. Just write the characters in a way that makes you at least want to invest in whatever is unfolding with them on screen. Because if you don't care about the characters, you lost me. Now, let's talk about Texas Chainsaw. So, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We got a bombshell report yesterday. Well, not yesterday by the time this is uploaded, but on the 6th. A bombshell report from Deadline that the bidding war is heating up. Says here in an exclusive, talks for who will wind up with the much-prized Texas Chainsaw Massacre IP are beginning Monday, as anywhere from 5 to 8 studios and or streamers are vying for rights of the Toll Pooper and Kim Henkel created property that encompasses film, TV, live events, and games. We first told you about this beauty contest administered by Verve, the agency having repped rights to the slasher franchise since 2017. There are no clear frontrunners in the bidding. However, new creative parties have emerged with a passion for the project. Myriad notable creative entities have teamed with studios to pitch Verve and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre rights holders on their vision for notorious killer Leatherface, who uses his chainsaw to go on a cannibalistic killing spree. Since we first told you about the project, Taylor Sheridan's name has gained steam as having interest in the property. At this point in time, Sheridan would only serve as producer on the future Texas Chainsaw Massacre project. In regards to the Oz Perkins version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we understand the Longlegs filmmaker would only produce and co-write with Brian Bertino, who directed the original 2008 The Strangers. That's a peculiar pairing right there. I'm already enticed by that. Who directed the 2008 Strangers, would helm this particular version of Leatherface should Neon win the rights. We first reported the Strange Darlings director JT Molnar and Minecraft movie and weapons producer Roy Lee were kicking the tires. We understand it's a TV pitch aligned with A24 and will have Austin native Glenn Powell involved, but not starring. Separately, Lee has a feature film pitch for Texas Chainsaw Massacre that will be set up at Netflix. Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw is another new party to emerge with an eye on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Also in producing capacity, Monkey Paw has a production deal at Universal. A lot of interesting details there. If I were to pick who I would prefer, I think I would prefer Neon. Not saying I would have a problem with Jordan Peele, obviously, because a bit of the bias in me would love to see a Jordan Peele take on Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw. But yeah, I think Texas Chainsaw is better fitted for Neon and A24. That's just me. And hopefully whatever we get out of this is better than that mediocre film Netflix gave us, where they disrespected Sally Hardesty. Anything to wash that away. But what do you guys think about this report? Who do you want the next Texas Chainsaw movie to come from? Let me know all of your thoughts down below. If you haven't already, of course, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Turn on post notification so you never miss a video. In the description, I'll have links to all my social media accounts. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there to let me know if there are any movies, news, or reviews you'd like me to cover in the future. And with all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.